Shalom and welcome to eTeachABiblical.com. I am Sigal. I would like to talk to you today about how to pronounce the word Jerusalem in Hebrew. So here you see several types of writings for this word, for the word Jerusalem, and it's most likely to appear like that. So about numbers, we're talking about over 650 times numbers of the appearance of this name. And the pronunciation, I already want to say it just right now, the pronunciation should be Yerushalayim. Yerushalayim. Now, let's focus first of all on those two, Yerushalayim. And this very strange way of showing the name of the city is actually omitting or does not contain the mater yod, and it shows us the chirek, the E sound vowel, under the last consonant, and the final mem. So that's actually a reading instruction for us to know to vocalize this word as Yerushalayim. And among all those cases, we're going to find only 5 times with the mater yod, Yerushalayim. Both are to be read as Yerushalayim. What am I showing you here? I'm showing you here a different pronunciation following the Aramaic pronunciation, which is Yerushalem. Not coincidentally, we're going to find those in the later books, like Ezra and Daniel. So let's just have a glimpse to Yerushalayim. Of course, if you have a chance, just go and visit Yerushalayim. There is no place in the world like that. So whenever we talk about the city in the Bible, we know we're talking about Yerushalayim. So there is no need to be specifying, mentioning that we're talking about Jerusalem. Whenever we have a reference in the Bible saying the city, it is of course understood to be Yerushalayim. The same thing would be for Israel as the land. Another case is referring to the temple. Whenever the Bible wants to mention the word the temple, he is just many times referencing as saying Habayit. Habayit is the house, or just one word of Bet Hamikdash, the temple altogether in English. Regarding the name, most scholars tend to believe that the word Yerushalayim is actually a Canaanite word, derived out of 2 components. The first one is the Semitic root yara or yari, which means to establish. And the second part is Shalem or Salem, which is the name of a Canaanite god. Altogether, the reference of the name is probably that this Canaanite god established. How can we see the first reference in the Bible with this suffix of the name of the god, the Canaanite god? We can see it in Genesis 14:18, and let's read it in Hebrew and after that in English. Umalkitzedek melech shalem hotzi lehem vayain vehu chohen le'el elyon. And Melchizedek, king of Salem, brought forth bread and wine, and he was the priest of the Most High God. What about this aim sound of dual ending, which we talked about before in our previous videos? It's not something odd for the Hebrew to do this for names of places. For example, this is one biblical place which is called Bet Divlatayim. So you hear the ayin sound at the end. But just a very known place is Mitzrayim, which is Egypt, so you can clearly hear the sound of ayin at the end, or Mesopotamia, which is in Hebrew Naharaim. Again, so having the ayin sound at the end is something quite common for names of places. And now let's go to a Jewish wedding. Why do we want to go to a Jewish wedding? Because just before breaking the glass, the groom is breaking the glass to remember the destruction of the temple, and he's quoting Psalm 137:5, saying, this is only part of his quote, of course, Im eshkachech Yerushalayim, notice the way it's written, Tishkach yemini, if I forget thee, O Jerusalem, let my right hand forget her cunning. This is normally the time that most people are shouting and with very great happiness, although it is some kind of a moment to reflect on the tragic event of the history, but most people would shout at this moment Mazel Tov, or in Israel they would shout Mazal Tov, and that's it. Let's say Toda Rabba and Lehitraot in our next video.